it's Rachel from the So Happy Quilters Association, and today I'm going to show you how to make these really super cute and handy little cubes made out of a square. So they are really versatile and they can take loads of little bits and bobs in it. So let me show you how to make one of these. So the first thing to do is to choose which fabric. You could use 2 fat quarters, which is what I'm going to do from my fat quarter box, because as you can see I've got a lot. So let's have a little choice of what I'm going to use. I quite like that one, and let's use those 2. Oh, and yes, FYI, I definitely need to do a video tidying up all my fat quarter boxes, so have a look out for that one on another video. I'll definitely be doing that. If you've chosen 2 fat quarters, then I definitely recommend unfolding them and ironing them, because you are going to be cutting them down to an 18-inch square. So now that I've ironed both of my fabrics, I'm going to cut this to an 18-inch square. This is a very adaptable pattern, so if you had a bigger piece of fabric and you wanted to do it as a 20-inch square, you could. I have made these literally from a 8-inch square right up to a 30-inch square. A 30-inch square is quite good actually for putting little presents in. So I'm going to lay both of my fat quarters on top of each other. If you got them in the same fat quarter pack, then theoretically they should be cut to the same size. So I'm just going to smooth them out, and now I'm going to cut it to 18-inch square using my ruler and my rotary cutter. The little bits that you rotary cut off, keep those because you might want to make them into little bows or something. So now what you need to get is interfacing. So I always use a medium interfacing. If you go for a light interfacing, then it's not going to hold the strength of the box. If you go for a heavy one, then it's going to be difficult to pull it through the gap. So if you go for a medium weight one, then it works around every single thing that you need. So you've already cut your squares, so you've got the template. So you could either rotary cut it again if you want to, or you could use that as a pattern, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So now I've got 2 fabric squares in an 18-inch, and I've got an 18-inch interfacing square. So what you now need to do is you need to iron that on to one of your squares. Doesn't matter which one you use, you can use either. So with interfacing, you have 2 sides. You have like a woven side and then a bit of a shiny side. The shiny side is where the glue is, and that is what needs to be heat bonded onto the fabric. So you're going to put it on the fabric like that, and then you're going to turn it over, and on your ironing board you're going to iron it on. So I've now ironed it onto the back of one of my fabrics, and now what you need to do is get your other square of fabric and lay it right side of fabric to right side of fabric on top of each other. And then once you do that, you are very welcome to put clips and pins all the way around it if you want to hold it in place, which is what I will be doing. And then you're going to stitch all the way around the square, about 1/4 of an inch around the edge if you want to, or just make sure you're coming in along the edge. And you're going to leave a gap open because you're going to need to turn it through. So with my friction pen, I'm going to mark a point of about 4-inch gap just to pull it through. So I'm going to put a mark there, and I'm going to put a mark there, and then that way I know I'm going to stitch from here all the way around back to there. So let's go to the sewing machine and we'll get that done. So now I'm going to stitch all the way around from that mark that I made. When you get to the corner, you're going to pivot down the other way. So now I've stitched it all the way around, and what I need to do is I need to pull it through. But before I pull it all the way through, I'm going to make sure there's no holes. So the best way to do that is to put your hand in where the hole is and just feel all of the edges all the way around, just to make sure there is no little holes. And when you are absolutely confident you have caught all the edges, the interface in both of the fabrics, you can then start pulling it through. But before you do that, I would definitely recommend just slightly snipping off the edges. So you're just going to snip off that, snip off the corners, because it just makes a bit of a neater corner when you pull it through. So now I'm going to put it all the way through. Here we go. In the world of bag making, this is called birth in the bag, but this is not a bag, it's a box, so maybe birth in the cube. Haha. So I've pulled it through, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push out each of the corners. So when you pushed out the corners, you can, if you want to, put a little pair of scissors in and just poke out those corners just to make them a little bit sharper. But just be a little bit careful you don't go all the way through the fabric, because that'd be quite upsetting. You then created a hole after turning it through. So I'm not doing it a lot, I'm just doing it a little tiny bit. You could use a pencil if you want to, that might be a bit better. So now that I've done that, what I need to do is I need to make it flat, and then I need to go and iron it again. So before I iron it, I'm just going to make it flat. So you want to give it a bit of a push all the way around, like that, pushing the edges out as much as you can. And then you're going to come to that little bit where you've got that opening. So the best thing to do with this is to fold it in, fold both edges in, so it's like that, and then get some quilters clips on it, or you could use pins if you want to. That would not be a problem at all. Put a little quilters clip in it, because then when you're ironing it, you know that's where your hole is. So just make sure that you've pushed it out as much as you possibly can as to where the seams are, all the way around. That bit is not completely come out. We're just going to fiddle with that. There we go. And then all the way around. And then once you've done that, you're going to go and give it another iron. So now I have ironed it, and now I'm going to do a top stitch all the way around. I suggest starting on one of the corners, because then it's going to be easier to match up. I've still got my quilters clips in where the hole is, and I'm going to do a top stitch all the way around. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does a square like that become a cube like that? Well, let me show you. What you need to get is a friction pen and a ruler. So the first thing you're going to do is to work out, if you've got two different fabrics, how you would like your points to come down. As you can see on this one, there is a point coming down here. So you're just going to decide which side you want the fabric to be. So for example, if you're going to fold it that way, that is where your point is going to be, and that is the fabric that's going to show your point. If you want to fold it the other way, then you could do it like that, and you're going to fold the corner down, and that's going to be your point. Actually, I quite like it that way, so I think I'm going to make it this way. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get some quilters clips just to hold it in place. I'm going to show you where to place them. So the first thing to do, fold it in half as much as you can in an identical way, and then put some quilters clips in position to stop it from moving. You're then going to get your ruler and your friction pen, and you're going to measure. So this is a very adaptable pattern. Like I mentioned earlier, this is an 18-inch square. You could make it a 20-inch, you could make it an 8. Also, when you do these markings, you can make it whatever size you want to do. So I'm going to first of all measure from this corner here along the fold to 4, and I'm going to make a little mark. I'm then going to do it the other way around. Going to go from the fold up the top and make a little mark. And where you've got those 2 little marks, which is there and there, you're going to line that up with your ruler, and then you're going to draw a line up there with your friction pen. There's the line. You're going to do exactly the same on the other end. Remember what measurement you've done it at, because if you're going to do it at 4, you've got to carry on doing it at 4, otherwise you will have a wonky square. You do not want that. So you're going to do a little mark there, and then you're going to do another mark here, and then you're going to line it up with your ruler, one point to the other point, and you're going to draw a line. So once you've done your 2 lines, that end and that end, you're now going to stitch up the line that you have just drawn. I'm just pausing this video just to tell you about an amazing events company called ICHF. They are one of our corporate partnerships who we love to support with all their shows around the UK. They put on sewing shows and quilting shows and craft fairs and lots of wonderful events. So do go over to their website, ichfevents.co.uk, and check them out and see what wonderful things they put on through the year. So now you've done the 2 stitching lines on the corner, you're going to do the other ends as well. So the first thing what you're going to do now is you're going to pull it out to this position, and you're going to join up where you've just stitched together. I would definitely recommend in this bit here putting some quilter's clips, because that is going to hold it still again when you do those other lines. So I'm going to put my quilter's clips in like that. And that is how it should now look. And now what you're going to do is you're going to make this bit go flat, and you're going to do the same as what you did before. So as I did a 4-inch, I'm now going to do another 4-inch. So I'm going to get my ruler, and I'm going to do it to there, a little line on the 4-inch line that way, and then again from the fold coming up to the middle. So you're going to do a little thing, and then a little mark, and then you are going to join up those 2 lines together, just like that. And then you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So what you will end up with is 4 corners all stitched to the same length, and mine is in a 4-inch. So 4-inch mark there. If it happens to be on where there's a pattern, I'd definitely do a little bit of extra marking just so you can see it when you come to join them up. So you're going to go from the fold into the middle, do a little 4-inch mark, and you're going to find those 2 to join them up together. And now, like you did in the other ones, you're going to stitch up those lines that you've made. So now that you've stitched all 4 of them, you obviously got these marks from your friction pen. So you definitely need to take that to the iron and iron those off. You can see them on there. So now I've ironed off those 4 marks, and this is where the magic happens, because what you're going to do is you're going to push the bottom flat, and then you've got these points that are coming up here, and what you're going to do is you're going to fold the point down. I'm going to get a quilter's clip and hold those points into position. And then I'm going to do the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So this is how it currently looks, and obviously you've got these flappy bits here. You've got a couple of options that you could do. You could fold them in like that and do a stitch across to hold them, but I don't do that because I think they make extra cute little pockets. So I'm going to fold them out like that, and then I'm going to put a pin in to hold it in place. So it looks like that. And I'm going to do it on all 4 of them. As you can see, this is quite tall and on a 4-inch, but if we did it on a 3-inch, it would be a lot lower. So it's very adaptable. now I've pinned back every single little pocket and the little flaps. So what you need to do now is you need to do a little bit of stitching across here, just a little bit of hand stitching just to hold it down. So I'm going to join it up together, pull the needle in with your cotton, back into exactly the same position, and over in the same position a couple of times. You don't necessarily have to do a knot on the end. You can if you want to. I don't. I just do a couple of stitches over and over in the same position. And then once you've done that, put the needle back through the loop of the cotton to make a little knot. And then you're going to snip that off and keep going till you've gone all the way around. So I've now stitched around every single one where there is a point and there is a little pocket, every single one all the way around to create this very cute little cube. So there is a little cube all made. It looks so adorable. I'm probably going to give it to one of my friends as a gift and put lots of little cutesy things inside it, like hand creams and stuff like that. So it's going to be very useful. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make this, and I'd love to see any that you make. So do email them in to us, or you can put them in the comments. I'd love to see them. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video. See you later. Bye.
Come along to our first So Happy Quilters Association quilt show at Brighton Racecourse. Tickets available on our website. You can find the So Happy Quilters Association on social media, and don't forget to subscribe.